How about them Cowboys? Angry Cowboys fan. Oh, born to battle. Hey, hey. Strong chest beats we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. Hey, hey. When the star shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and Angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And Cowboys Nation, I love when the legends of the Dallas Cowboys get to talk about the current Dallas Cowboys teams and ways that they can find themselves back into the big game at the end of the season. On Fox 4, Dallas Fort Worth, the guys have Dallas Cowboys three-time Super Bowl champion Daryl Moose Johnston as they discuss the 2026 Dallas Cowboys and his perspective on the defense, as well as Dak Prescott going into his 11th year as the Dallas Cowboys signal caller. So we're going to take a listen to the three clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, Angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to what Daryl Moose Johnston had to say about our 2026 Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think, one of the big things for me is, watching this kind of hybrid role of the defensive player kind of emerge in the league over the last 10 years and kind of gradually building to now the position flexibility, as you pointed out, is probably the hardest thing for the offenses that are going against the defenses. And we've seen, the Super Bowl champion Seahawks play a kind of a similar version to this when you talk about a strategy more than a scheme. But if you look at who Christian's worked with, to be around Vance Joseph, to be around Vic Fangio, those are two really, really smart defensive minds. But Vance Joseph is unique, and I really think that Christian is unique. And we had an opportunity to go out for a Legends Day, and had an opportunity to bump into him and visit with him for a little bit. And this is a guy who's very, very knowledgeable, very, very passionate about the game of football. You hear the people from Philadelphia that were a part of the defenses that he had there, how highly they speak of him. So there's going to be transition this year, and there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but you're already hearing it from the offensive guys, how much different it is from last season. So I expect to see a jump like we did on the offensive side of the ball from 24 to 25. Now, Dak was injured in 24 and didn't have a complete season. So those are kind of, different statistics that we'll be comparing, but I really think you're going to see a quantum leap by this defense, and they have to be good in year one for them to be a playoff caliber team because that offense is going to be firing on all cylinders in year two with Brian Schottenheimer.
Yes, sir. Gonna take a quantum leap. But Moose Johnston is absolutely correct. The defense of the NFL has changed over the years. I know there's a lot of people that want a dominant edge rusher, but that's not the way that the NFL has been leaning toward when it comes to the strength of the defense. With those Super Bowl winning teams, there was always a dominant interior of the defensive line. It was great to see the Dallas Cowboys pull out all of the stops in order to go in the direction that the NFL has been going and attaining players like Quinnen Williams and Kenny Clark and Otito Ogbonya. I feel the Dallas Cowboys have paid attention to a position that they have neglected for such a long time. All due to Brian Schottenheimer and the new defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys in Christian Parker. Now let's go ahead and jump into the second clip so we can come back and talk about it. Go ahead, roll that clip.
Big picture, what continues to impress you most about Dak? And on the other hand, what's still been missing from Dak's game that's prevented him from getting this team to the next level?
Yeah, I'll always remember when he got his opportunity to play when Tony got hurt and talking to Jason Witten and just how much Jason Witten raved about Dak Prescott, as a leader, as a rookie, around a lot of the guys that were on that team. There were some really, really good Dallas Cowboy teams back then. And That was one of the things that I'll always remember, because I have a tremendous amount of respect for Jason Witten, and to hear how he spoke about Dak Prescott. And then you look forward to the opportunity that you're going to have to meet him. And when you do, you're not disappointed in him. I mean, there is charisma, there is confidence, there's a love for the game. He's got a great work ethic. You hear about that a lot, just how much he's grown through the course of his career. So, all the stats are there. But the one big thing for me is there's been a couple of key moments during the course of his career trying to get over that hump, get over that hurdle, where you have that big comeback win. You advance into an NFC Championship game, advance into a Super Bowl, and we're all still waiting for that opportunity for him. And he's got a lot of good people around him. But I think that is the one thing that the entire Cowboy fan base is waiting for, is another opportunity for Dak Prescott to be in that big moment, like he was in San Francisco a couple of seasons ago, down 8 with an opportunity to take him down and tie that game up and put it into overtime. You've got to be able to finish in that situation, and I know nobody wants another opportunity on a stage like that than Dak Prescott.
Big Moose Johnston, I'll tell you what the Dallas Cowboys fans are looking at. The Dallas Cowboys fans are looking forward to the Dallas Cowboys being in a position like the San Francisco 49ers game, but not being down by 8 and blowing them out in the divisional round, so we have a one-way ticket to the NFC Championship. But I don't have to tell y'all what impresses me about Dak Prescott. If you've been rocking with the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, y'all know how I feel about Dak Prescott leading the Dallas Cowboys, as well as his abilities as the Dallas Cowboys signal caller. And I love to hear the legends of the game talk about Dak, talk about the offense. When you have Philadelphia Eagles fans and some Dallas Cowboys fans diminishing Dak Prescott as a professional NFL player, leader of the Dallas Cowboys as the QB1, it's good to know that the ones that actually played the game at a high level knows and understands what type of player that Dak Prescott is, leading us into the 2026 season. Now let's go ahead and jump into the third clip so we can hurry up and come back and unpack this raw and uncut.
The physicality is not there in the practice, and that's a fine line. I'll talk about it all the time. I think they do need to be a little bit more aggressive, during the course of training camp to get that body ready to take the physical punishment that it's going to take during the course of an 18-week, 17-game regular season schedule in the NFL. To do that, you have to have a longer off-season program at your facility with your strength coach and your teammates. So, there's some things that I would like to see kind of go back to the way that things were done when we were playing football and how we prepared. Now, we were not right 100%. I mean, those practices were tough. You didn't need to be that physical all the time. And that's why I do feel that, our careers were shortened. I mean, those were very, very violent, very, very competitive practices for several years. And I think a lot of us left a couple of seasons on the playing field down at St. Edward's University.
Now, I will tell you this, Cowboys Nation. If the NFL wants to go to 18 weeks with one bye, I feel that the season, the off-season, the OTAs, and the minicamps, they should start earlier than what they do now. And I know I might get shot in the comments section by players because players ain't trying to come back to the facility that early. But if they're going to continue to add to the players' load, no diddy, I feel that OTAs and everything should start a little bit early. But this is what I feel Brian Schottenheimer is looking toward doing, Cowboys Nation. He's going to be more physical when it comes to the practices and training camp this year. Now, y'all know they ain't going to be out there doing Oklahoma drills with the players in this day and age, but they can be as aggressive as they can just to generate calluses going into the season. But let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? Y'all ready for this raw and uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, raw and uncut.
Keeping it real, man. Keep it real. That's real.
All right, Cowboys Nation, first and foremost, I want to warn y'all that I'm going to be going behind enemy lines tonight. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to be joining Leo Bridgewater on the Birds section, a Philadelphia Eagles channel. I got to go on there, represent the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going to need the Angry Cowboys fan family to come over there and help me represent the star. So if you ain't got nothing to do at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you head to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button first, but also join the live. Be in that chat representing the Dallas Cowboys and showing the Bird section how you are DC for life. But Cowboys Nation, when I hear an accomplished NFL legend like Daryl Moose Johnston talk about today's Dallas Cowboys and how they could be contenders in the league, it kind of brings a smile to my face. It gives me a breath of fresh air, Cowboys Nation, especially in a climate where even some Cowboys fans try to convince you otherwise. This year's Cowboys team looks to be promising on paper and during OTAs. In 5 days, when the rubber meets the road, the Dallas Cowboys will have their first practice out in Oxnard, California, and Cowboys Nation will get to have those glimpses at what the team will be working with when they travel up to East Rutherford, New Jersey to face the New York Football Giants in the season opener. Up to this point, the only thing Cowboys Nation has been able to hang their hats on is the fact that our offense was top 5 in a lot of different metrics last year. The question mark we have is the effectiveness of the defensive side of the ball. We've been able to catch glimpses of Christian Parker working with the defensive side of the ball, as well as hearing CeeDee Lamb talk about the Christian Parker-led defense and how it's annoying. And I know we're going to have those Cowboys haters out there hate watching the Dallas Cowboys training camp videos, hoping to see Dak Prescott throw interceptions again this year. And I've said it before, Cowboys Nation, if your quarterback's out there during training camp carving up your defense, then you might want to go back to the drawing board when it comes to your offense. If we see Dak Prescott throwing like 6 interceptions during the duration of training camp, it should give you hope when it comes to the defensive side of the ball going up any other high-powered offense in the league. But Moose Johnston spoke about the importance of position flex within the NFL, and Cowboys Nation has heard that phrase numerous times when it comes to past drafts. Tyler Guyton was drafted with the thought of position flex. So were players like Cooper Beebe, Malachi Lawrence, and our 2026 first-round draft pick in Caleb Downs. Position flex is where your defense can shine this year. When opposing teams game plan for a Jayshawn Barham, they're going to be game planning for him being a green dot. But when he comes out in the game and he's lined up as an outside linebacker, things could get a little hectic for the opposing offenses. But this goes into the 4D chess I feel that the coaching staff is going to have to work with this year. But I've said it on a few lives in the past. One thing that's going to help this Dallas Cowboys defense is the element of surprise, that 4D chess. The fact that no one has defensive film on a Christian Parker-led scheme. Sure, they can go back and take a look at what Vic Fangio was able to do with the Philadelphia Eagles defense, but this is a totally different ballgame when it comes to Christian Parker. No team is going to know the pre-snap and post-snap adjustments when it comes to the Parker scheme. We may see the defense line up in a cover 1 robber pre-snap, then end up in a cover 3. Plus, the position flex will give Christian Parker the ability to add more moves in his chess game out on the field. The fact that he has his queen on the chessboard in Caleb Downs, being able to move Jayshawn Barham up and down the line of scrimmage like how we wanted to use Micah Parsons in the past. The speed as well as the flexibility. I got a feeling that this defense is going to be like night and day when it comes to how it looked under Matt Eberflus. But Moose Johnston also spoke highly about Dak Prescott at the quarterback position. This is what I'm talking about, Cowboys Nation. This is what I'm talking about when I say I don't pay attention to what the haters have to say because A, ain't none of those haters played a snap at the quarterback position, whether in Pee-wee, high school, middle school, college, or the pros. And B, I'll take my advice from the guys who have played either the quarterback position in Chase Daniel, in Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, as well as Tom Brady, or the ones who have Super Bowl caliber like Daryl Johnston, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and those Hall of Famers like Jason Witten and Cole Beasley, and a number of players who are voting in the top 100 players list that's slowly trickling out as we speak. But Moose Johnston believes that Dak Prescott has what it takes to lead the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl championship, and quite frankly, so do I. I don't care if it's been 11 years with Dak Prescott in the league. When it comes to putting a great team together with great coaching, I believe that Dak Prescott has what it takes to lead those guys to the playoffs off his arm alone. When the playoffs hit, that's when Plan B and Plan C will come into effect. But Cowboys Nation, with training camp just around the corner, I got a feeling that this Dallas Cowboys team will get back to the way things were. They're going to be able to go out there and lay the smacketh down on these opposing teams and make it to the playoffs this year. But when the playoffs come, they're going to have to attack it in ways that they haven't in the past. And I believe they will, Cowboys Nation. They will, because of the coaching staff and the hunger from every single person and player on this team. So Cowboys Nation, get ready for a very intense season coming ahead. The Dallas Cowboys right now on paper looks to have a great team with a great coaching staff. Let's just hope that it can all come together so that we can work toward putting these talking points to bed when it comes to the drought and the Dallas Cowboys not making it to a Super Bowl. But until then, this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what do you think about what Daryl Moose Johnston had to say? Was he right in his assessment with the 2026 Dallas Cowboys? And what needs to be done in order to try and go on a run in this year's playoffs? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comment section. If you're digging this content and you want to help get the word out to even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video, share with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, I know it's Friday, you might have one slot available. Make sure you hype this video. Doing so will help get the word out to Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you have faith in this Dallas Cowboys team this year, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you don't miss anything from the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. Plus, if you're into Madden 26, College Football 27, or Mortal Kombat talk, check out my other YouTube channel, the Angry Gaming Fan YouTube channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that as well as the gamer tag in the description. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to remind you again, I will be going live with Leo Bridgewater, the host of the Bird section, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to need y'all to tune in so I'm not the only one going against the Eagles fans by myself. Will y'all be there to help the Angry Cowboys fan? I know y'all got my back just because you got the Dallas Cowboys back, and we are DC for life. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Y'all go ahead and enjoy the start of your weekend, and I hope to see you at 9 p.m. tonight, Eastern Standard Time. And I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.